One of the biggest things I find my patients not understanding is the connection between blood sugar and hormones and how the two are so intricately linked together. For example, when blood sugar is high, insulin levels, which is a hormone, go up and then in turn impact all other hormones. Testosterone in men, estrogen in women, androgens in women, really with overexpression of things like PCOS or hair loss, acne, all of these symptoms that we talk about so frequently. But it works the other way too. When hormones shift, meaning there are deficiencies in certain hormone levels or there's an imbalance in the ratio of different hormones, blood sugar levels get impacted as well. Here's a classic example. Folks that have estrogen dominance, either too much estrogen, too little progesterone, or the amount of estrogen to progesterone is off, will have insulin resistance, meaning their blood sugar levels start to get high. People that have low estrogen or low progesterone start to see that blood sugar level go up and see cortisol go up as well. And as these numbers go up, the metabolic numbers start to shift and change. We see higher cholesterol levels, higher markers of inflammation, higher markers of even cardiovascular disease, and higher A1Cs. So there is such a close relationship between blood sugar and what your hormones are doing. So it's important to get a grip on it and a handle on it and know where your blood sugar is at any given moment. There are a couple of different ways that you can understand what's happening with your blood sugar. First of all, it's just how you feel. You should be fully satisfied after a meal, not hungry, with good energy, and I'm talking cognitive energy, physical energy, mood, all of it, for at least 4 hours. That's a good sign of insulin and blood sugar stability. If on the other hand, you're getting super tired after a meal, or super irritable after a meal, or you're hungry all the time, then your blood sugar is not stable. It's either going high or low, or going low first and then bouncing back up. Alcohol, for example, will send a blood sugar low first and then later send it way back up. Big reason why folks have hot flashes and night sweats on nights that they drink more alcohol. So as you can see, these two things are very linked up together. And it's important to be able to gauge and understand what they're doing when it comes to you and your body. If you're not sleeping through the night, right? If you're waking up a lot through the night, it could be a blood sugar issue. People are always shocked when I say that, but that too could be a sign that your blood sugar levels are off and then they're compounding with a hormone imbalance and causing you to not sleep at night. So keep that in mind. And then your mood could be related to blood sugar. Yes, there are those of us that get hangry. I know all of our partners are aware of that. Like, I need food, like right now, right? But it's not just being hangry, it's also anxiety, getting heart palps. I've seen all of that connected to blood sugar as well. So your mood, how you feel, your energy, your stress resilience, all tied to healthy blood sugar levels. But there are other ways to track it too. I don't know if any of you have used a glucose monitor. You put it right in the arm and you can track your blood sugar and get a sense of what's going on there. And what you're looking for is it stable? People get really fixated, well, I'm normal, but are you really? Are you going from high to low? Is it ringing constantly or getting a lot of those alarm beeps and your blood sugar level's not stable no matter what the number is? You can also look, of course, in blood work. And the classic way of looking in blood work is to look at a fasting blood sugar or to look at a hemoglobin A1C, which is the average of your blood sugar over 3 months. And typically, I like that number to be around 5.2, 5.4. Don't really like it to go much higher than that because then I know you're starting to see signs of blood sugar instability or, insulin resistance. So those are the different ways to track and understand what your blood sugar is doing. And to pair it to your hormones, because different hormone patterns impact blood sugar differently, and your blood sugar will impact your hormone patterns. As you go into perimenopause and menopause, the classic pattern there is a shift in hormone levels that leads to this high blood sugar, leads to high insulin, and now you're starting to get all this belly fat, and it becomes a struggle to get rid of it. That's a change in your overall blood sugar level and insulin levels, leading to a change in body composition. That's why when we hit perimenopause and menopause, we have to change everything we're doing, right? It's the protein focus, it's the eating consistently, prioritizing sleep, getting in fiber and water, getting in the right gut regimen, all to push blood sugar down further and further. And for those of us that have high androgens, it can be incredibly challenging because it feels like that blood sugar and insulin is just getting out of control. I don't know how many patients I've sat with that are like, I never had an issue with cholesterol. I never had an issue, with a high A1C. Why is it like that now? And it's like that because of a hormone shift. So how do we turn this around? How do we wrangle blood sugar, get it to work for us rather than working against us? Well, your diet, I mentioned a couple of diet hacks already, but it is a place to begin. Eating consistently, picking again higher protein, higher fat, high fiber foods. We've got some examples right here of everything from fiber sources like oats to healthy fat and fiber sources like nuts, even having good protein sources like lentils or lean protein or lean meats actually, and then getting fiber in through a variety of fruits and vegetables throughout a given day. That's going to be your go-to for stabilizing blood sugar. But then my next is to actually reach for something like berberine. I love berberine. I always call it the natural metformin, and I usually recommend starting with around 500 milligrams per day and then going up to twice a day, and then sometimes we'll increase it from there. We have to monitor though in practice. We're looking at liver enzymes, we're looking at blood sugar levels, we're looking at A1Cs, all of that to understand what your body's doing with some of these things that we like to use. So berberine is one that we like to use for blood sugar stability. We love inositol as well. That's another one that helps with blood sugar stability. And of course, getting the key nutrients in vitamin D, magnesium, B vitamins all play a role in healthy blood sugar levels. So that's some of what we'll start to use. At the same time, we want to do whatever it takes to build muscle, right? Because muscle stabilizes blood sugar as well. So the protein again plays into this, but collagen, right? Getting an extra 5 grams of collagen whenever you can, add some protein to that overall protein equation when we're trying to balance blood sugar. That's a big one too. And then I love a couple of different herbs. Gymnemina is an Ayurvedic herb that really does help to balance blood sugar. That's one I like to use as well. And then sometimes, depending on the patient, I find myself reaching for things like chromium or creatine or even HMB. These are all things that help with the blood sugar muscle component of this equation overall. So your hormones and your blood sugar link together. They cannot exist without influencing one another. So keep that in mind. And if you're not sure where to start with diet. That's always a good starting point. Assess how you're feeling as you make changes. Maybe get a glucose monitor to understand what your body is doing. Go to sleep next, because we know healthy sleeps promotes healthy blood sugar levels. And from there, move into the world of herbs and supplements to see what you need to do to get your blood sugar balanced. If you're still struggling, of course, we reach into the medication toolbox, and that includes everything from metformin to GLP-1s given at different doses to help to bring that blood sugar level down. All right, I post new videos every week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.